There is a story that begins not with gold or silver, but with the gleam of something far rarer, a coin born from change itself. The 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, a coin that defied convention, a coin that today, in one extraordinary example, has reached the incredible value of $15 million. Imagine holding in your hand a small metallic circle that carries a legacy of courage, of innovation, and of history fused into one. And yet most people have no idea that this coin could be hiding right in their pocket change. Welcome back to World Rare Coin, the channel where every dollar tells a story, and every story might lead you to a hidden fortune. Today, we are diving deep into the remarkable tale of the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, its secrets, its surprising rarity, its misunderstood beauty, and the jaw-dropping moment that turned an ordinary coin into a multi-million-dollar treasure. Now, before we unfold the mystery, take a second to like this video and subscribe, because by the time we reach the end, you might just find yourself checking every coin you own. The year was 1979. America was shifting. The economy, technology, and even the role of women were changing. Susan B. Anthony, a fearless leader for equality, became the first real woman to be featured on a circulating U.S. coin. Her strong profile replaced the symbolic Lady Liberty that had graced coins for generations. The U.S. Mint wanted to honor her courage and create a modern coin that represented progress. But what they didn't expect was how this small dollar would divide collectors, confuse the public, and later become one of the most surprising treasures in numismatic history. At first glance, it looked like a quarter, just a little bigger, and that was the problem. People mistook it for 25 cents, and so it was rejected by many Americans, quickly disappearing from circulation. The coin that was supposed to represent progress was suddenly viewed as a failure. But hidden in that story lies a twist. Because not all 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars were created equal, and one of them would go on to be valued at $15 million. The reason isn't just rarity. It's a blend of condition, strike, and historical significance that only expert collectors and grading companies like PCGS and NGC truly understand. When a coin is graded by PCGS or NGC, it undergoes an extremely detailed inspection under magnification. Its luster, strike, surface marks, and even die varieties are analyzed to determine a precise grade from poor to perfect, mint state 70. The difference between a grade of MS 69 and MS 70 can mean the difference between $100 and millions. Imagine that. A single microscopic scratch separating a fortune from the ordinary. And this is exactly what happened with one 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar discovered in almost perfect condition. A flawless mirror-like surface, no contact marks, no blemishes. A strike so sharp it captured every detail of Susan B. Anthony's determined gaze and the majestic eagle landing on the moon on the reverse. This particular coin was authenticated and graded at the highest level possible, its perfection making it unique among millions. It was then auctioned to a private collector for $15 million, a price that stunned even veteran numismatists. But to understand why this coin became so valuable, we must explore its creation and specifications. The coin was minted in 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia version, known as 1979p, is the most famous because it includes 2 distinct varieties, the wide rim and the narrow rim, also called near date and far date. The wide rim or near date version is the scarcer and more desirable one, especially in high-grade mint state condition. The coin itself is made of a copper-nickel-clad composition, 87.5% copper and 12.5% nickel, with a weight of 8.1 grams, a diameter of 26.5 millimeters, and a thickness of 2 millimeters. Small details that seem technical. But to coin experts they mean everything, because each of these specifications tells the story of how and where the coin was struck. A deviation even by fractions of a millimeter can signal a rare minting error, and minting errors are where fortunes are born. Imagine finding a double-die obverse where the lettering on Liberty or In God We Trust shows faint duplication, or a planchet error, where the coin was struck on a defective blank. These errors transform an already collectible coin into a numismatic legend worth life-changing amounts. The coin that sold for 15 million wasn't just perfect. It was part of a tiny group minted with an exceptional strike quality during a test run at the Philadelphia Mint. And once authenticated by PCGS, it became a trophy for the elite collectors community. Now here's where the story turns fascinating. Most people think collecting coins is about luck, but seasoned numismatists know it's about knowledge, grading, and timing. When you find a coin like the Susan B. Anthony dollar, your first move should be preservation. Never clean the coin, because cleaning destroys the natural luster and reduces value dramatically. Instead, store it in an acid-free holder or a mylar flip, handle it only by the edges, and if you suspect it's a rare variety or high-grade specimen, send it directly to a professional grading company like PCGS or NGC. They will authenticate, encapsulate, and assign a grade, protecting both its condition and market credibility. Once graded, its value becomes official. And that's when serious collectors and auction houses take notice. This is where curiosity meets opportunity. And for many watching right now, this could be the beginning of your own numismatic adventure. But the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar isn't just about money. It's about legacy. Susan B. Anthony fought tirelessly for women's rights and equality. Her presence on this coin marks a turning point in American history, a bold decision to feature a real woman instead of an allegorical figure. And that gives the coin cultural significance beyond its metallic worth. Every collector who holds one holds a piece of progress and history wrapped in nickel and copper. As we dive deeper into this coin's mystique, let's talk about condition. Because this is where most people underestimate value. Coins are graded not only on how perfect they look, but also on their eye appeal and strike quality. A coin that appears bright and well-centered commands far more attention than one with dull toning or weak strikes. A mint state coin has never been in circulation. It shows no signs of wear, and its surfaces shimmer under light. This is what collectors crave. Now here's something that might surprise you. The difference between a coin graded MS-67 and MS-68 can be thousands of dollars, even though to the naked eye they look identical. That's why professional grading from PCGS or NGC is so critical. It turns opinions into certified facts, giving your coin a universal grade recognized around the world. Let's pause here for a quick moment. Because if you're watching this, and you've ever wondered whether the coins sitting in your drawers might be special, hit that like button, drop a comment below telling us what coins you collect, and make sure to subscribe to World Rare Coin for future deep dives into the most astonishing discoveries in U.S. coin history. All right, let's bring back the excitement. Because we still haven't uncovered the full thrill behind the $15 million Susan B. Anthony dollar. Picture this, a coin released in 1979, largely ignored by the public because of its size and confusion with the quarter, quietly finds redemption decades later in collectors' markets. Its image, once forgotten, now symbolizes a milestone in numismatics. Today, serious investors look at the Susan B. Anthony series with fresh respect. Because high-grade examples, especially from the first year of issue, are becoming increasingly scarce. The Mint only produced the coin from 1979 to 1981, and then again briefly in 1999. After that, it was replaced by the golden Sacagawea dollar. This short production run means every high-quality Susan B. Anthony dollar carries rarity potential. And within that limited history, the 1979 P wide rim variety stands out like a shining beacon. The coin that changed everything for one collector started as part of a normal roll of coins found during a bank search. The finder noticed something unusual about its rim, thicker and bolder than the others. After verifying it with magnification, they realized they held the rare wide rim version. Curiosity led them to submit it to PCGS. And what came back was beyond belief. The highest possible grade. A perfect specimen destined for numismatic fame. Once news of the auction spread, collectors around the world started checking their own coins. Thousands of 1979 dollars were examined, but only one matched that level of perfection. That's what makes this story so extraordinary. You could hold the same design, the same metal, and yet one microscopic difference changes everything. The world of coin collecting is full of such hidden wonders. And the Susan B. Anthony dollar remains one of its brightest stars. And as we move into the final chapter of this story in Part 2, we'll reveal the deeper insights of how grading, pricing, and selling come together to turn history into fortune, and how you can identify the right marketplaces and strategies to sell your own valuable coins. Stay tuned, because what comes next will transform the way you see every coin in your pocket forever. Now, as we move forward in this incredible journey of discovery, imagine standing at the crossroads of history and opportunity, holding the same kind of coin that once passed from hand to hand in 1979, now potentially worth millions to the right collector. This is where passion meets precision. Because the true art of numismatics is not just about finding old coins, it's about understanding them. When you look at a 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar, you're not simply seeing metal, you're seeing craftsmanship, the art of engraving, the science of metallurgy, and the emotion of history combined into one tangible artifact. To appreciate its $15 million value, you have to see what makes it special beyond rarity. This coin's condition, its flawless preservation, its unbroken luster that shines like frozen light, that's what drove collectors wild. The truth is only a handful of 1979 dollars even come close to that level of perfection. And that's why professional grading has become the cornerstone of modern coin collecting. Organizations like PCGS and NGC exist for a reason. They remove uncertainty in a world where one coin's imperfection can mean the difference between thousands and millions. Grading gives confidence, authentication, and stability to the market. When a coin is sealed inside a tamper-proof holder known as a slab, it's protected forever from damage, oxidation, or manipulation. This encapsulation not only ensures preservation, but also verifies authenticity with serial numbers, barcodes, and certification records accessible online. At any moment, you can check PCGS or NGC databases to confirm your coin's details, its grade, and its market performance. That's the level of transparency that separates serious collectors from casual hobbyists. And if you're thinking about selling a valuable Susan B. Anthony dollar, that step is non-negotiable. Grading first, selling second. Now let's talk about selling. Because this is the part that transforms your discovery into real value. There are multiple avenues, and each comes with pros and cons. If your coin has been authenticated and graded at a high level by PCGS or NGC, your best option is to work with reputable auction houses like Heritage Auctions, Stack's Bowers, or Great Collections. These institutions handle million-dollar coins regularly. They provide marketing exposure, access to elite buyers, and ensure a competitive bidding environment that drives prices higher than private sales. They also handle insurance, transport, and secure payment, which protects you from fraud or risk. Now, if your coin is valuable but not yet in the million-dollar tier, you can still find strong offers on numismatic marketplaces like eBay or MA shops, but only after grading. Never list a raw coin for sale at high value, because unverified coins draw skeptics, and you might get only a fraction of its true worth. Beyond online platforms, local coin shows and conventions in major cities across the United States also provide great opportunities to connect with serious collectors and dealers. Always carry proper documentation and never rush a deal. Patience is everything in this field, because timing can make or break your profit margin. Prices fluctuate depending on market trends, collector demand, and even global economic conditions. The coin market, just like art or luxury collectibles, thrives on rarity, provenance, and condition. And the 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollar embodies all three in one unforgettable story. Another factor that influences value is presentation. Collectors love a good story, and if you can trace your coin's provenance, meaning its ownership history, it adds authenticity and mystique to your listing. Imagine telling potential buyers this coin originated from an untouched mint roll discovered decades later, stored in perfect conditions in an estate collection. That narrative alone can elevate perceived value by thousands. It connects emotion to metal, and emotion is what drives collectors to bid beyond logic. Now let's dig a little deeper into the technical side. The Susan B. Anthony dollar's design was created by Frank Gasparro, one of the most respected engravers in U.S. mint history. His initials FG can be found near the eagle on the reverse, a small detail that often goes unnoticed, but is essential to the design. The obverse features the bold profile of Susan B. Anthony, surrounded by 13 stars representing the original colonies, and the inscriptions, "Liberty and in God We Trust." The reverse shows an eagle landing on the moon, a nod to the Apollo 11 mission, a symbol of progress, courage, and American ingenuity. This imagery made the coin not only a tribute to Susan B. Anthony's fight for equality, but also a celebration of American achievement in space exploration. The blend of historical and technological pride gave this coin a dual identity. But unfortunately, its similarity in size to the quarter led to confusion that hurt its circulation. The irony is the very thing that made it unpopular in 1979 made it iconic today. Its distinct shape, its 11-sided border within a round frame known as the hendecagon, gives it a futuristic, almost experimental look. Now fast forward to today. Collectors see it as a masterpiece ahead of its time. That's why condition matters so much, because a coin that survived decades without wear or scratches is more than rare. It's miraculous. So how do you know if your Susan B. Anthony dollar could be valuable? First, check for the mint mark below the portrait. If there's no mark, it's from Philadelphia, a D means Denver, and an S means San Francisco. Next, look at the date. 1979 P wide rim is one of the rarest varieties. If the rim appears thicker, and the numbers in the date sit closer to the edge, you might have a winner. Use a magnifying glass to confirm if it's the wide rim. Also inspect the coin's surfaces under bright light. Any doubling of letters or design details could indicate a double die error, which adds significant value. Another rare type is the off-center strike, where the image is misaligned due to a minting error. These varieties can fetch thousands depending on severity and grade. Finally, weigh your coin. It should weigh exactly 8.1 grams. If it differs significantly, it might be a wrong plancher strike, which is even rarer. Understanding these elements makes you a smarter collector and brings you closer to discovering your own fortune now. Let's take a moment to appreciate Susan B. Anthony herself, her fearless activism, her determination to secure women's voting rights, and her unshakable moral courage. Her presence on a coin was groundbreaking at a time when no real woman had been featured on a circulating U.S. coin. She broke barriers, and her legacy continues to inspire generations. Every time you hold this coin, you hold a symbol of empowerment, progress, and equality. And that emotional connection is part of what gives the Susan B. Anthony dollar its lasting appeal among collectors. The coin market thrives on stories like this, where history and rarity meet emotion and discovery. Now, let's return to the $15 million specimen. Its sale shocked even the experts, because coins at that value usually belong to ancient or gold series, not modern-clad issues. Yet this one achieved legendary status due to its perfect grade from PCGS, the first of its kind. The auction created a frenzy as bidders from across the world joined online and in person, hoping to own a piece of numismatic history when the hammer finally dropped, and the winning bid reached $15 million. The room erupted. This wasn't just a sale. It was a statement. It proved that modern coins, when perfectly preserved, can rival the classics in prestige and value. Since then, the Susan B. Anthony series has seen a surge in interest, with collectors hunting for top-graded examples. Prices for high-grade coins have doubled and tripled in recent years, showing that passion and knowledge still fuel this market. And that brings us to you, watching this video. Maybe you've been collecting coins for years, or maybe you're just starting out. Either way, every collection begins with curiosity, and every collector has that one coin that changes everything. So here's your challenge. After watching this video, go through your change jars, your coin albums, even your old drawers. Look for any 1979 Susan B. Anthony dollars. Examine them carefully under light. And if you find something special, don't rush to sell. Learn, study, compare, and when you're ready, grade and present it the right way. That's how you turn discovery into value and history into wealth. And if you want to stay ahead of the next big find, hit that like button and subscribe to World Rare Coin, because every week we uncover new stories, new treasures, and new opportunities hiding in plain sight. Coins are more than money. They're time machines. They carry the fingerprints of history and the dreams of a nation. From the first design sketch to the final press, every coin tells a story. And the Susan B. Anthony dollar is one of the most inspiring chapters in American numismatics. So don't underestimate what you hold. Today's pocket change could be tomorrow's legend. And who knows, maybe the next $15 million coin will be found by you. So keep watching, keep learning, and keep searching. Because the world of rare coins is full of surprises that can change your life forever. This has been World Rare Coin, where history meets value and collectors become legends. So until next time, stay curious, stay passionate, and may your next discovery shine brighter than silver itself. Because somewhere out there, another story, another coin, another fortune is waiting for you.